Welcome to Country acknowledges our First Peoples, the custodians who continue their stewardship across our vast lands. We invite you to be our guests and make a true connection.
Ya welcome ya, Iorokan.
Aminjika.
Yaplingina.
Yumbro.
Nanga.
Kapmon.
Yandane Godada Goda.
Welcome to Kupari Wara Country, guys. You're now in Kuyu Beach or Kuyu. Come on down.
Womanjika.
Chingiwala.
Welcome, guys. My name's Dustin Maloney.
All called to welcome yous.
Natwa. Welcome.
Yalada Jongura. Garida. Kupari Wara Bubu. Kuyu.
Koji Eagle.
Natamwa Woman Indie.
Hi, I'm Rhoda Roberts, a proud Widgeable woman and a member of the Welcome to Country Board. It is my pleasure to be here today to announce this amazing series of events. The journey begins with Welcome to Country. You can imagine the unexpected. You know, taking a First Nations travel experience is much more than simply just taking a photograph of our ancient landscape. It is about the depth of listening, witnessing the diversity of our cultures, the mystery of rituals, the food, the language, the story and the song. Up until the 8th of December, we're featuring a series of free online events, and we'll give you a sneak preview of 17 life-changing experiences. These are just a taste of what we have on offer. And so now I'm going to hand you over to your next cultural experience with some amazing guides from across the country. Enjoy.
Yura bangala yala kamure. Nurgu gurgalang yung Dwayne Naja. Welcome everyone. My name's Dwayne. Yuin custodian, also with Nurgu. Ganai Kanai, Washabalik Waraga, Yori Yora, and Jajawaru connections. Today I welcome you to my ancestors' country, to the initiative that we've set up to show the world our southeastern pocket and let the world see exactly what it is that we have in store for them. Welcome to Country is a really important initiative, and I'm going to sing a little song that helps our ancestors and our old people know that we're here, know that we're doing business, know that we're speaking the old tongue and continuing the songline language, custodianship, storyline, and all the things that go with. Yana nyogana he ani. Yanga bilen yoga na he ani. Yanga bilen na jangara he ani. Yanga bilen Yuin more he ani. So thanks for joining me today. A bit of a virtual segue into what we do here. First and foremost, I want to acknowledge my old people for the knowledge that has been handed down to me. I'm just a conduit, myself and my family and my community, responsible for all the caretaking for country, all the explanation for country, and all the good things that come with sharing and caring. And a saying that my grandfather has, that we must give it away to keep it. We've got to give some of our culture away, some of the understanding, sharing space, connecting to spirit, connecting to each other, and sharing what is the universal laws of the world. And it just so happens to be that our old people are the longest serving, or in service at that, and also the ancient landscapes that we're so privileged to explore. This country, the acknowledgement to all the landmass of the country that they now call Australia. I want to honour from my old people to you, honour your country and honour this great initiative, which is Welcome to Country, and giving non-Indigenous brothers and sisters, allies, visitors from all walks and cultural backgrounds to come and understand truly who we are, to put us right there at the coalface, to change mindsets, to change the narrative, to enlighten them to the truth-telling of our world, of our history and who we are, but more importantly from our own words, from our own showings, from our own storylines. So important, and I'm so mega proud to be a part of this initiative. To be able to share some of the knowledge, and just a tiny bit of that knowledge base is what I hold to share with others that has been given endorsement, just like there are many other sisters and brothers all across the country doing very similar work. And I think it definitely shows us that people are looking towards us as first people. They're looking for connection, they look for spiritual replenishment, they're looking for all those things which we have in spades. So in the year 2020 and beyond, we've got a fantastic opportunity to bring in those old ways of before 250 years of the country, the colonisation of the country they called Australia, to what it is now, and go deep beyond that, bring it into the new age. So I just want to thank everybody involved in the initiative as a whole, and also I want to respect and honour all the old people, including my own. I would not be here teaching, speaking, truth and speaking, as a custodian of country, without the teachings of my grandfather, Jala Dulamunmun. So honouring him, the age of 84, that old man still teaches people on country today and has been doing it a lot longer than I have. So he reminds me that he's going to 105, so there's some years left yet, and the way that he's going about his business, I wouldn't put that past him. So honouring him, honouring my grandmother, honouring all her line, all her lineage, and all the old people that make and encompass who I am today. So I'm very grateful for that. I've got a saying that I wasn't the chosen one, it chose me. And the initiative that I lead now is Nara Nara, or otherwise known as Bule Bule, the lyrebird. The lyrebird is a speaker of country, he's the interpreter, he's the ancient recorder, and every dance performance that we do, including the dance rights years 2016 through to 18, we were finalists in 18s. In 2018, and we always incorporate our lyrebird dance as part of that. It's our welcoming dance, and that is who we are governed by as such in our totem, within our totem structure. Umbara the black duck is also, or Umbra is one of our nation totem, which encompasses the Shoalhaven River. The Shoalhaven River right down to across the Victoria-New South Wales border of Genoa. But as I said at the start of this vlog, that I also have Gunai Kanai heritage as well. So I go right down into the far into the state of Victoria, I suppose, in the newer boundaries. But down across the southeastern pocket. So what is our experience about? Well, our experience is about taking people through on a journey, getting them to dive deep into our spirituality, looking at our connectedness and how we always put Mother Earth first. Respect for women is paramount in our country. We're taught that from a very young age here, and we are the sunrise people. We have a ceremony that we invite our guests into for a sunrise ceremony. And then we let all that songline and all the mobs, take that from there, from the songlines from the east to the west, with the rising of the sun and setting of him. We refer to the sun as grandfather. He's our grandfather as part of our element family, Grandmother Moon, and that's our element family. Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, Father Sky, and Mother Earth. So Nachan Mumat is grandfather's son, Kubin Yedi, grandmother Moon, Bubang Jung, father Sky, and Najangar is the Mother Earth. Gadu, salt water, our salt water connection is also paramount to our teaching and the core foundation and pillar of the journey. So our 2-night immersions on country are known more as retreats, and people come from all different walks, from the domestic market, corporates, staff development, and of course international visitors have come on our experience now for some years, 4 or 5 years now. We've been in that realm, navigating that, been honoured enough to be able to get to the pinnacle of tourism, which is known as the export ready level of tourism. So you come through our experience, and usually when people poke out the other side, they have a shift of some degree, and that shift might be a very subtle shift, or it could be quite a big shift. And as custodians and keepers and teachers, we also relish the opportunity, like all of us would, in getting in and getting our jinan najajawan, or the jinan najandar yarabaje yaragan yarabaje, a good journey through and getting our feet dirty, and to incorporate that with some great food, some great discussions, and people that are open in kubukujan yugarang and kutagang through the spirit, heart and mind is something that we cherish. And we've now been operating for 10 years in this space. We've just completed our 10th year of operation. It took us a little while to really get a grasp of the tourism industry, but we've got our feet firmly entrenched in that space now, and working with the likes of Tourism Australia, Destination New South Wales, and all the program and the assistance that we get from those tourism entities are very helpful, but also each other. So I want to acknowledge the New South Wales Aboriginal Tourism Operators Council, the Western Australia Indigenous Tourism Operators Council, WATOC, and all the other Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander groups starting their own bodies within their own states and territories. And I think as a lot of people in the industry have spoken about, uncles and aunties and our elders that have been in tourism a lot longer than me, have been trying to bring all that together. So I'm really excited about what Welcome to Country also can do. It can complement the work that we all do, and it's really about us being and holding space here on the south coast of New South Wales, on Yuin country, from Waniwandandian country right down to Tawa country to the south, of all the dialects, the 13 dialects of what we know as the Yuin Nation, Black Duck country. So a little bit more about our experience. Well, we also incorporate our home community of Wallaga Lake and some of our family and the mob from there, our little community, where my father grew up and my grandparents, and we go a long way back to that my home community of Wallaga Lake, and to get people all across the world to visit and meet some of our community, or just get in and visit and experience our country and our storyline. I don't think there's anything more rewarding than doing that. It's as a lot of people know in tourism, it's a tough grind. It's a grind that we're all working really hard in, and some of us are really reaping the benefits of that in terms of employment, self-empowerment, self-sustainability, economic development in our communities, and knowing that Aboriginal entrepreneurship is an ever-growing area and segue in our community and in our affairs, which I think is phenomenal, and I really am proud to not only be a part of that, but to watch and observe others grow as well. Makes me proud as an Indigenous man. So it's all those things. Our experience, again, we take many different walks of people, and they go on a journey to understand about our creation story. They can see the song lines from different perspectives. We've just revamped our product, and we're really excited to shoot for 2021 with what we know as the Yuin Retreat, which encompasses a choice of either one of our on-country experiences for the day. First one is the walk up Gulaga Mountain, which is our sacred mother. We take the walk up there and take people through the sequence of the creation story, which in our family we've been doing our family line for about 50 years now, taking non-Indigenous people on country. And that was primarily through my grandfather, as I spoke to before. And then we can go down into the spiritual heartbeat and look at what we know as Jurunganj country, our sacred heartbeat. And that experience is a little different. It's a little gentler. It's not as rugged as in a big bushwalk for a full day out, on country, walking, nearly a kilometre above sea level. That one there is still seeing a lot of the elements and the storyline of country, but over about 6 or 7 different locations with a nice drive with some gentle walks. Both now feature a high-end Indigenous dinner night, and I'm very lucky and humbled to be a co-founder with my beautiful wife in that space, and we're now doing some high-end Indigenous twist dinner nights. We have a food trailer, and that business also is going great, and we really and are quite overwhelmed with where that's taken us as well. So that food experience actually came from our cultural experience, and now we have infused both, which creates quite a unique, bespoke, high-end experience for visitors to come and experience, our work. 2021 and beyond is really exciting for us, where we're going to be doing our longer itineraries. So we'll be going into spaces of stitching, in our own itinerary building, from 1 to 5 day experiences, where we work with clients and customers and visitors to create their own cultural immersion over whatever budget and capabilities and intent that they want. I'm really excited about that and building those experiences from the Shoalhaven River, which is the northern boundary of our country, of Wandandian country, right down to the borders of the Tawa people of the south. So, to create a 5-day journey. We've done a few in the past and they've been fantastic, but to give now the customer that choice. So our polished Yuin retreat, which encompasses a choice of both of our storyline products, and also our longer 1 to 5 day itineraries are going to be something else, and we're ultra excited about where we're going. Obviously, we know what 2020 has brought us here on the south coast. We've had to navigate bushfires, floods, and of course the pandemic this year. So I wish all good, vibrations and healing and energy to all the businesses revamping and getting ready for what this new climate has in store for us. One big advantage, and I thought was quite interesting, is that obviously through the pivot, our business has pretty much thrived in that, in terms of turning it around and shooting for some really interesting experiences, which we've worked ultra hard around the clock with. And it's a week at a time or a day at a time, really. But we've built what we're very confident is a great new product, which is still an old product. It's just a product for the new ecosystem that we are going to be navigating through in the next few years. So our future seems to be looking quite positive, and we've got great mob of young fellas coming through, and we're going to train them up and get some trainees on, and we're looking for some growth, and we're also looking towards infrastructure of our own place, and that's going to be a really exciting time too. So it's all those things, we're so rapt to be part of this initiative, to be part of this campaign. I am excited to see what Welcome to Country, but more importantly what the collective of the amazing Indigenous operators from all around the country can do together, because if we're singing that same song, we might be singing a little bit of different language, a few different falsettos, but we can all sing on that universal songline, and I'm ultra excited about that, and putting our culture first when people land in airports and they want to get here and be really hungry, and my big vision is that they want to go and experience the first Indigenous tourism product they can. Well, hopefully that's several in all our states and territories. So from me, it's nothing but peace and love, people. And thank you for hearing me out today. That's a little bit about our experience. That's our virtual insight into what we do and who I am. I'm Dwayne Bannon-Harrison. My traditional name is Naja, and I'm a Yuin custodian of country. And I look forward to taking you guys as well one day on our experience. Yalagan Yerabaja, Yalagan Moran, Yerabaja Najangdar, through the mother. Peace.
Welcome to Country acknowledges our First Peoples, the custodians who continue their stewardship across our vast lands. We invite you to be our guests and make a true connection. Welcome to Country is a non-profit organisation. It's at the helm of an Aboriginal man and it's run by Aboriginal staff.
All Australians should be passionate about our own country, and Aboriginal culture is a key part of that.
We are the original storytellers, and if everyone understands that message, I think that we'll have a far better future for all of Australia.
It's about learning and connecting.
As we know, it's the oldest living culture in the world.
Simply is the premier site to find amazing experiences and great products around Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Australia.
Got to have a great website. So what was needed was to have a common platform that could do the marketing, the sales, all those things that small businesses, whether they're Indigenous or not, struggle over. So people can focus on the thing they're passionate about and deliver that business.
It's about creating employment and economic opportunities for the community. That's the number one thing.
The best thing is by purchasing from us, they are directly giving back and supporting our Indigenous communities, artists and their families.
The key is to enable them to stay on their country or in their city and be able to give them a platform to really flourish and create self-sufficiency.
It is basically self-determination and learning about country through the narrative of our lens.
We're not doing this because we want to put money into our pockets, but rather we want to see community benefit from what we're doing.
We want to be able to show that we're in control and managing our stories. We want to be able to share those stories, and we want to be able to create our own jobs and create our own economies.
For me and my wife's business, we've got the daughters all working. When we started, we had the brothers involved, we had the aunties involved, we had the uncles involved. Yeah, so we show them what Paraka look like and get them to throw a spear also as well.
We're rich in culture and history, and I said we need to share that because that's where we're going to get changes.
It's a great initiative, really connecting with Indigenous tourism, grassroots people, teaching culture and educating people.
This is a form of livelihood, it's independence, it's self-esteem, and it brings pride.
Now that I'm here working for Dreamtime for the last 2 years, I've actually became a Master Reef Guide.
Some of us are really reaping the benefits of that in terms of employment, self-empowerment, self-sustainability, economic development in our communities.
It is really time that this country started to embrace the importance, the knowledge, the power and the beauty of Aboriginal culture.
I have always wanted for non-Indigenous people in this country to actually experience, meet and connect with Aboriginal people.
When you visit a destination, you hear that local story, you feel the seasons, you witness the passion that people have on the land that has been there since time immemorial. There's nothing quite like it.
Anytime any Australian's looking for an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander cultural experience, the first thing they'll think of is welcometocountry.com.
To continue your journey and make a true connection right across Australia, visit us at Welcome to Country.